Good morning, students. Lesson number 4, Hydrosphere. Earth consists of 4 spheres, isn't it? The spheres are lithosphere, the sphere of rocks, atmosphere, the sphere of air, hydrosphere, the sphere of water, biosphere, the sphere of both living and non-living organism. We have studied about lithosphere and atmosphere in the previous lessons. Today we are going to see about the hydrosphere, the sphere of water. Let us see the hydrosphere. One of the most indispensable natural resources on earth is water, isn't it? The earth is also called as blue planet. Why it is called as blue planet? As it holds water in abundance and thus stands unique among all other planets. Hydrosphere consists of water in various forms found on the earth. Over 97% of water on the earth's surface is confined to ocean. The remaining less than 3% of water is held on land as glaciers, ice caps, groundwater, rivers, lakes, and also the water vapor in air. Next we move on hydrological cycle. The earth's water is not static. It is always in motion. This continuous movement of water on, above and below the earth's surface, we call it as hydrological cycle. Continuous movement of water on, above and below the earth's surface is called the hydrological cycle. There are 3 major processes involved in water cycle. What are the processes? The processes are evaporation, condensation and precipitation. So the water resources can be divided into 2 main categories, fresh water and salt water. Let us see the fresh water. What is the meaning of fresh water? The rainwater is considered to be the purest form of water as it contains very less proportion of salts when compared to the oceans and seas. So it is called it as fresh water. Around 1% of it is found in the liquid state as rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, etc. Surface water may also penetrate through porous rocks and gets collected beneath the earth's surface. This is called as groundwater. Let us see the oceans. The continents and oceans are, however, not evenly distributed in the northern and southern hemisphere. Why? Because of northern hemisphere holds 61% of land, whereas the southern hemisphere holds 81% of water. It is because of this pattern of land and water distribution now the northern hemisphere is called as land hemisphere and the southern hemisphere is called as water hemisphere. Because of northern hemisphere holds 61% of land and southern hemisphere holds 81% of water. Relief of the ocean floor. The ocean basins are characterized by the following major relief features. What are the major relief features? The major relief features are: number 1, continental shelf, 2, continental slope, 3, continental rise, 4, deep sea plain or abyssal plain, 5, oceanic deep, 6, oceanic ridge. Continental shelf. What is the meaning of continental shelf? A shallow and gently sloping platform extending out from the adjoining continental landmass into the sea is called continental shelf. Main significance of continental shelf. They are shallower, thus enables sunlight to penetrate through the water. So, in these zones become the richest fishing grounds in the world. For example, Grand Banks of Newfoundland. Continental shelves have extensive deposits of minerals as well as mineral fuels. For example, Mumbai High in Arabian Sea. Continental slope. A steep slope which descends from the edges of the continental shelf to the deep ocean bed is called continental slope. In these continental slopes forms a boundary between the continental crust and the oceanic ridge. The main or most important characteristics of the continental slope is the presence of deep canyons and trenches. Continental rise. At the base of the continental slope is gently sloping layer of sediments which merge into the deep sea floor. It consists of submarine fans which are similar to the alluvial fans found on land. Next, we move on to deep sea plains or abyssal plains. The deep sea plains or abyssal plains are underwater plains found on the deep ocean floor. These plains extend from the continental rise to the mid-oceanic reaches. These are often characterized by features like abyssal hills, sea mounts, hyoids, coral, atoll, etc. Oceanic deeps. Trenches are the deepest part of the oceans and occupy about 7% of the total relief of the ocean floor. So the epicenter of the great earthquake are found in the trenches. Oceanic ridge. Oceanic ridge is a continuous submarine mountain chain. They are made of young basaltic rock formed when two tectonic plates moves apart. Two of most well-known mid-ocean ridges are Mid-Atlantic Ridge and the East Pacific Ridge. Mid-Atlantic Ridge is the largest unbroken oceanic ridge. What is the meaning of fathoms? Fathoms, a nautical measurement of the depth of water in the ocean. Next, isobath, an imaginary line on a map joining the points of equal depth. Isohelines, an imaginary line on a map joining the points of equal salinity in oceans. Movement of the ocean water. Ocean water is dynamic, isn't it? Temperature, salinity, density, external forces of the sun, moon and the winds keep the ocean waters in movement, both horizontally as well as vertically. Ocean waves or oceanic waves and currents are in horizontal motion while tides have vertical motion. Waves and currents are horizontal motion while tides have vertical motion. Next we move on to waves. All the movements of the oceans, sea waves are considered to be the strongest. Sea waves are ripples on water caused when winds blow over the sea. Sometimes waves are also caused by tremors felt on the ocean floor. Such waves are quite destructive and called tsunami. Tides. The periodic rise and fall of seawater due to the gravitational pull of the sun and moon on earth are called tides. Normally, the periodic rise and fall of seawater, we call it as tides. They classified into two main categories. One is spring tides, another one is neap tides. When the sun, moon and earth are aligned in the same line, the collective gravitation pull of the sun and moon on earth's water strengthens to form a high tide known as spring tide. So the spring tide, or otherwise call it as high tide. Such tides always occur on full moon and new moon days. The sun and the moon are the right angles. Their gravitational forces work against each other, causing a low tide called neap tide. A neap tide occurs between two spring tides, that is twice a month, when the first and last quarter moon appears. Ocean currents. The movement of oceanic water on the surface and at the depths in the definite direction is called ocean current. Ocean currents are in clockwise motion in the northern hemisphere and in the anti-clockwise motion in the southern hemisphere. The factors that generate ocean currents are Earth's rotation, prevailing winds, and differences in temperature and salinity of ocean water. On the basis of temperature, ocean currents are classified as warm currents and cold currents. Warm currents, the movement of ocean currents from the low latitudes, that means tropical zones, towards high latitudes, that means both temperate and polar zones, is called warm current. For example, Gulf Stream in Atlantic Ocean, North Equatorial Current in Pacific Ocean. Cold currents, the movement of ocean currents from high latitudes, both temperate and polar zones, towards low latitudes, tropical zones, is called cold current. For example, Canaries and Labrador in North Atlantic Ocean. Distribution of major ocean currents. The oceans are South Atlantic Ocean, North Atlantic Oceans, South Pacific Ocean, North Pacific Ocean, and Indian Ocean. If you see the map, major ocean currents of the world, some warm and cold currents are there. Penhula Current, cold, in South Atlantic Ocean. Canaries in North Atlantic Ocean. Gulf Stream, warm current. North Atlantic Drift, warm current. Labrador, cold current in North Atlantic Ocean. In South Pacific Ocean, see Peruvian or Humboldt current, cold current, is located in South Pacific Ocean. Then North Pacific Ocean, Kuroshio current, warm current. Oyashio or Kuril current, cold current. Alaska current, warm current. California current, cold current. In Indian Ocean, West Australian current, cold current. These currents are both warm and cold currents are found in the ocean. Marine resources. The biotic and abiotic resources found in the oceanic water and at the bottoms are called marine resources. The marine resources is divided into three categories: energy resources, mineral resources, biological resources. Energy resources, for example, energy fuels, tidal energy, wave energy, etc. Mineral resources, for example, petroleum, natural gas, metallic minerals, sand, gravel, etc. Biological resources, for example, fishes, plankton, sea grass, coral, etc. Next, we move on to conservation of marine resources. How we have to conserve the marine resources? Oceans are the life blood of planet Earth and mankind. Humankind depends on the marine resources for its survival. They are also essential for the economic prosperity, social well-being, and quality of lives. These have extensive deposits of oil reserves. Besides a major fishing ground, it helps in generating a non-conventional energy, development of many ports and harbors for trade activities. And also the last point of marine resources, coastal tourism also attracts people around the world, thereby contributing to the economy of many countries. So we have to conserve our marine resources. The summary of this lesson are: the hydrosphere, the third sphere of the earth, is a collection of all forms of water on the earth. The hydrological cycle is the continuous movement of water on earth. Water is available on earth as fresh and salt water. Over 97% of water on the earth's surface is confined to ocean. The 5 major oceans of the world are the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic Ocean. The major relief of the ocean floor are continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, abyssal plains, ocean deeps, and ocean ridges. Marine resources are nothing but the biotic and abiotic resources found in the ocean. Oceans are the lifelines of earth and mankind. Hence, they need to be conserved. Thank you.